Hello and welcome to another episode of Kwesi's Corner with me, Kwesi. Today, a bit of a change up. They got me on drums again. For those of you who know, I injured myself quite badly. So I have not been doing drum duties. So other people have been able to get on here. But today, I am on the drums. Today we're going to be on the Ludwig Maple Classic kit. Brand new. And you're going to see this baby up in action with some nice cymbals and other thing like that. So bear with me. So here we have a very special kit about to review and demo for you guys briefly. Here is the Ludwig Classic Maple Downbeat shell pack. Is a 20x14 bass drum, 12x8 rack tom, and a 14x14 floor. Everything else is added by us. Sounds absolutely beast. It was made especially in the US of A, North Carolina, Monroe to be exact, or Monroe, North Carolina, and it's made out of North American maple, 7-ply 6mm shells, so 7-ply. Each layer is 6mm thick, for those of you who don't know how that is exactly, on all the shells. Lovely tone of resonance. Features the classic lugs on everything, on all the toms. Classic hooks on the bass drums themselves, you'll be able to see that up close. And we have also fitted a rail mount, specially made by Ludwig. It's the Ludwig Atlas rail mount, which is available as an add-on. This doesn't actually come with the kit here, but is available, sold by Drumshack. And we fitted one on especially for this demo to let you guys see how it is. And I have to say, it's quite impressive. You know, very low, but you know, impressive nonetheless. Very well made. And basically you can fit those onto the shell of your drum without doing any drilling. Really good little add-on there. Triple flange hoops, triple flange steel hoops, top and bottom of the both the rack tom and floor tom. First thing that hit me about this upon inspection, first inspection, you know, after the unboxing, was the fatness. Straight away, as soon as we put this together, it just had this fatness. I mean, and this is only a 20 kick, but you know, there's a lot of older drummers that I chat to who give a lot of advice and a lot of good insight into what the playing was like back in the day and what they like to tour with. Peter Stroud being one of them. Hello, Peter, it's me. And yeah, basically a lot of them said, you know, they used the smaller kicks back in the day. They trusted that they would do the job, they would boom, and not without good reason. Like, these are very thin shells, both the rack tom, the floor tom, and the kick, but extremely resonant. Like, I cannot, you know, emphasize enough what a great tone that these have. And to be honest, Alex in the shop was actually putting the skins on. Mark had suggested that we put ambassador coateds on for the demo. I was going to obviously put the heads that I wanted on there. But Mark said, you know, put the Remo ambassador coateds on there on both rack toms, on both the rack tom and the floor tom. I was a little bit skeptical because I thought maybe it needed something a bit more than that, and maybe a couple Emperors or something. But because I was doubting that it would be fat enough, because with other vintage sounding, new kits, I just don't feel it. The Ambassador just sounds a bit tinny. So initially this was being tuned up. I was a little bit skeptical, but forgive me. I underestimated the power of the Ludwig. Once these were tuned up, and we ended up playing it in a little bit. It's still, in my opinion, not fully played in, but it just creates a tone that was ridiculous. Remember, the power stroke comes in on the batter side of the head, comes in as standards with this kit. The kick has nothing in it. It doesn't even have a hole. It doesn't even have a sound hole. It doesn't have a sound hole. So, the boom that emanates from this is absolutely ridiculous. All we had to do was tighten up just a little bit, get the balance right. And that bass drum was ready to go pretty quickly. Bit of tweaking with both the rack tom and the floor tom. Got it up to speed quite nicely. It tuned very, very nicely. It's not that much of a hassle to get sounding right. You can also tune these up quite high, and these will do you no disservice. Partly based on the fact that these shells are made with a 45-degree bearing edge, which encourages resonance first of all, and ease of tuning, which I really appreciate. I would like to think of myself as someone who tunes quite well, but to be honest, I didn't even tune this, and boy, I was watching him do it, and he was giving little tweaks here and there. Remember, Alex is a long time Ludwig player, so he knows how these kits sound. I didn't expect how fat it would sound. It's got a boom to it, which you cannot deny. It's definitely one for noting, and I can understand why a lot of players go for this and why it costs what it costs, because these are not cheap. However, you are paying for quality, just like a Mercedes or a whatever car that is up there in the upper echelons. A lot of these guys don't talk about the prices, they just talk about the quality of the product, which is how this should be regarded. This Ludwig Classic Maple really, really does jobs. Would sound absolutely amazing in the studio. Live, I think, would do bits. I don't think you would need as much miking as some modern kits, modern design kits. These really, really do back a punch. Okay, as for the gear that we're using on top of this kit, first of all, Mark has lent me his one of his prized snares. It's 60s authentic Ludwig 400, which has been lovingly taken care of. On it, he has fitted a brand new Kentfield drums, kangaroo skin head on top of here. Kentfield drums skins have just started to be distributed through us at Drumshack, through a very good friend of the shop and a very great guy in Martin Oldham, who has, I think he's one of the owners of this company now, and he made sure that obviously Drumshack were one of the first in the country to grab hold of these. So we've got this on the snare, and to be honest, it sounds great. Sounds great, and you're going to hear a bit more about this in subsequent videos. Kentfield drums. So big up Martin Oldham from DTS, Drum Tech Support, for pointing us in the direction of Kentfield drum skins because they're amazing. But he knows what he's doing. He knows. We've got the Bosra cymbals set up. So we have the 15-inch prototype raw hats. They are amazing, crunchy, acid finish, and I thought they'll go very well with the kit. Big sounds. We got a 20-inch Bosphorus Syncopation SW Crash, and that's a 20-inch crash, guys. 20-inch crash, not a 20-inch ride. It's a crash. This sounds absolutely beast. It's just very fun to play, and it is. Let me just check quickly. So professional. This is 1,700 grams, just in case you're wondering the weight, because I know a lot of you cymbal musos like to, find out what the weight is. And obviously, if you were going to order this, you need to know what's going down. So 20-inch, 1,700 grams. That's a beast. And we're also using the Syncopation clear ride. That's 22 inches, and it is. Ooh. I have no idea because there's no weight underneath it, but it's medium heavy. You could probably find out if you ask us in the shop. We could probably weigh that thing for you and find out for you. But it's a very nice ride, and I thought it'd be the perfect foil for all this. Quite a big setup here, big sound for big sounding drums. So here it is, guys. The Classic Maple Downbeat. Offering from Ludwig. Not cheap, but for those of you who know what sound you're looking for and who know what Ludwig is all about, this is amazing. It would be absolutely invincible in studio. Great on tour if you decide that's what you want to do. Just make sure you get adequate protection for these puppies. Just all in all, just a wonderful, wonderful kit. I mean, I could use all the adjectives in the world to describe this. It's very, very fun to play. And I can see why a lot of people would want to play this. So if it's within your budget, if it's within your remit to get something classic sounding and you want to go for that, kind of modern vintage sound, I would say the Ludwig option that we have here is a very, very solid one. And you would have hours of fun, almost like it's a toy or something. But yeah, it turns heads, it turns ears, if ears can be turned. And in general, it's a very, very punchy kit and one that you can rely on years to come. So there you go. Just, what can I say? That's how I finish off a video. Just, it's a Ludwig, innit? Thanks for watching. We do appreciate your patience with us as we've presented this kit to you. Please tell us what you think. Is Ludwig the one when it comes to vintage sounding drums? That Ludwig sound is immense, but what is it to you? Please do let us know in the comments below. Let us know what you think of everything pertaining to this kit, except for my playing, because I'm rusty, and I apologize for that. But apart from that, everything else is not rusty, so it's great. So please do comment on it. Let us know what you think of the cymbals, the kit especially, as this is what the video is about. And please do not forget to subscribe. Once again, we hope you've enjoyed this video, and we hope that we can bring you many more over the period of time that I exist upon this earth. Take care.